Okay, so you're coming into the down. You're coming into the down low.
We are coming into the down
There
low.
will be a door, I hear, right here.
Right here, and this is where you give two things: $2 and your signature. Okay. One of the dollars is going to the down low. The other dollar is going to the bands. That's how that works. Even split. Your signature basically says that you are willing to be recorded and photographed for evidence of the event, and also that if you if you take photos or take video and then share them publicly, those are public domain at that point. So know what you would call private photography. Okay. Also, the door, well, the down low will have their own person checking ID, and then we will have our own volunteer. This is one of the positions that we need filled 24 hours a day, taking those $2 for the bands and the down low. Next to that, we'll have the merch area. So this will basically be t-shirts and other kind of Chico Strikes Back paraphernalia that we have available, maybe some stickers, stuff like that, right next to the door, just as you'd see, you know, any kind of concert event. Okay, then you're gonna head this way, make your way through the crowd, the throngs.
This is a big crowd for Tuesday.
It's a big crowd for a Tuesday. I'm very excited. I think this is gonna be the thing, right?
Yep.
So, my understanding is they're gonna be moving the pool table over there, so there'll be more standing and bar space here. Okay, now let's go to the stage. The stage is not so big. Next week,
They're playing my jam.
The stage, a new stage on some framing. It's a little bit wider out here. It's arced a little bit more towards the pool tables, kind of out like this instead. Okay. And this island with the lights, all this stuff is gonna come down and out. So there's gonna be more open area here, okay? So we're working on stage and decoration next week, all right? Okay, as far as witnesses, last year near the stage we had 2 witnesses in 4-hour shifts keeping track. This year, because we're setting the new standard, we're gonna have 2 witness laptops, basically, that come with a stopwatch, and each witness laptop can basically just be signed off and handed to somebody else, and then somebody else is being a witness. We're still accepting 4-hour signups because that's much appreciated, but we're not gonna be as rigid about the need for minimum 4-hour volunteers. At times, maybe even a warm body will be officially keeping track of just a few bits of information from every song. So we're gonna have, you know, the want for those witnesses, but it's not gonna be as rigid and demanding 4-hour blocks of time as it was before. But we will keep both those laptops running, at least 2 people at all times. Additionally, we aren't going to have a shot clock. Shot clocks cost anywhere from $300 to $1,000, and the one we borrowed from Pleasant Valley last time was okay, but it really wasn't very good. There were a lot of problems with it, and so the stopwatches with the witness laptops are that. The crowd is that. As musicians, you're going to have to just be up there prepared to just keep going the whole time. And those witnesses will be yelling out 15 seconds, 10 seconds. If you don't make your 30-second window, you're going to be pulled off stage, and then we're going on into a 5-minute performer. We have to make that 5-minute window to keep the marathon going. This is a requirement. We're setting a standard. We're going to allow other people, when they try to beat our record, to, yeah, you can have that 30-second mess up. You can accidentally do a song that isn't 2 minutes, but you got to immediately change acts, and within 5 minutes, somebody else has got to be up there playing some music. So those are the rules we're still going to adhere to, as well as most of Guinness rules. As far as warm bodies, we're working on designs for necklaces, basically. so that 10 people in the crowd will have a warm body necklace, and when they leave, they hand it to somebody else. Those people have to sit in camera view so that they're seen at all times on the recording. So everybody can be like, oh, there's the 10 necklaces at any point. Again, we're setting a standard for the future so other people can look at, you know, when they compete, they know these are the necklaces you use and can recognize. Okay. Let's see, what other positions are we going to have? Basically, sound. Ophidian Studios, Ophidian Studios from Red Bluff. Chuck Wills and his crew are going to be running a lot of our sound, so is Roxy Palmer. That's a department we still need some help on, particularly, you know, volunteers willing to just run the board in between acts. We've done scheduling a lot more like songwriter band, which is going to help a lot. But on the weekends and maybe Thursdays, Wednesdays, sometimes it's band in the evening, and we're going to have to hustle. But we've done it before. You know, we know what we can do. As far as that goes, and then the stage will be backlined. Trevor Warner is our equipment manager. He's going to have all the specs on everything in time. Don't worry. They'll be posted so everybody can see, and we're far better off this year than we were last year. Trevor killed it last year as equipment manager, and he's going to be doing it again here soon. So, sound department, we need some volunteers for. Anybody would, you know, basically just running the board. We're going to need door and merch volunteers. We're going to need 10 warm bodies, ideally, so the warm bodies can just, you know, they already have the role of being there and having to sit there, to then force them to do a witness laptop too. If it's necessary, we'll do that. But we would really rather people be willing to be dedicated and focused on getting that information accurate for us and nobody forced into that situation. Somebody willing to just kind of do that to contribute. So if you're looking to volunteer, but you don't want a lot of responsibility, the roles we're going to need filled are warm bodies at all times, particularly early AM. You know, set your clock for 5 AM and come down. You know, when you got to work at 7, get breakfast, downloads. You know, really working on some awesome menu ideas. There goes Morgan. Downloads working on some awesome menu ideas, particularly for you know, the middle of the night. I've heard things like waffle night being thrown around, you know, some cool stuff like that. And we're going to be able to do a little something for our volunteers that really spend time down here too. If you get a volunteer V card, that's going to get you a little bit of a deal on some. So once again, the positions: door, merch, witness, warm body, sound. Okay, and you know, additionally, we are going to have a group tip jar. That's a big safe. At the end of the event, that money is split evenly per minute. We're accruing through sponsor money and t-shirt sales and raffles and group tips, as much kind of money for the bands as we can. And so at the end of the event, our goal being $4,000, we'll see. If we make $4,000, then that's a little over $10 an hour per act. And you know, hey, if somebody plays, you know, 3 hours in the middle of the night 4 or 5 times, you know, that's 10, 15 hours, that's $100, $150. If we get to a point where any act ends up earning more than $400 for playing so dang much, and we have to actually 1099 them because of that, that would be amazing. It would be a goal to make enough for one act in this event that we have to start issuing 1099s from World's Longest Concert, the new business. So those are pretty much the roles, and again, let's go over the performance rules. Every song needs to be at least 2 minutes long. Your witnesses and warm bodies will help you keep track of that as a performer, but try not to bring any songs that struggle with that. So just going through the rules real quick. They got to be 2 minutes long, less than 30 seconds between songs, less than 5 minutes between acts. If you mess up one of the first two rules, you will be pulled off stage, and we're now in the 5 minutes between acts phase of things. If nobody gets up on stage within 5 minutes and starts performing, the event's over. We got to start the clock over. The marathon has come to a halt. Okay, so that 5 minutes is crucial at that point, setting a standard. Additionally, pre-recorded music this time is allowed. Loop stations, sequencers, DJs, all of that is allowed so long as at least one live instrument is being performed on stage. Be it a horn with a DJ, a drummer, you know, along with a sequencer. You know, there needs to be some musician on stage performing a live instrument. Acapella is not acceptable. However, slam poetry, if it's backed by a band, totally. Rap, if there's at least one instrument on stage that's playing consistently, you know, and that now a harmonica that plays every once in a while when there's a DJ isn't going to work. Remember, we have to set a standard so we can make sure all other communities can meet that standard. What other major rules? All performers have to be 18. That's insurance. There's a lot of reasons behind that. The event is all ages from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And we would love to have, you know, the teenagers involved in volunteering and, you know, being involved in another way, promoting the effort and helping us in another way, other than performing. And in a year or two, you know, you'll be able to perform. But right now, 18 and up. Once a performer has begun performing, once they're on the stage, you're performing. When you leave the stage, you're not allowed back on stage for another hour. It's a good rule to have. So if you're a harmonica player that plays every other song with a band, you got to stand up on stage the whole time, no on and off. The reason we do that is because what happens is bands might get in a rotation of bathroom breaks, and that's not in the spirit of a marathon attempt. You know, you really just go up there and give it your absolute all, and come off stage sweaty like you were just at a sporting event, because you almost kind of were. Our hashtag campaign is Hey Chico Good Luck, and we'll be pushing that throughout the event. So just hashtag that whenever you're doing posts and things of that nature. And that's because, you know, our warm bodies are hot bodies this year. We need hot bodies because we want you taking pictures and then sharing those pictures so we can use them as further evidence on worldslongestconcert.com. So you're part of the evidence gathering, and that is why if you're a photographer and you come take pictures of the event, then anybody can use those pictures by entering the premise you agree to that. And there'll be lots of cameras taking lots of pictures.